It is time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook, the best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets. Make sure you download the app and build your bets within the app, and then you can go right to one of the locations in Omaha or Lincoln and place your bets right there. It's a great way to place your sports bets. We love Warhorse Sportsbook, both in Lincoln and in Omaha.
This was the pair that brought you Oregon outright against Penn State, Illinois outright against USC. We were there for you a couple weeks ago. We're here for you again. We're here to provide winners, baby.
We've got
winners.
I think we've got an interesting slate today. I think we got this weekend for games. Illinois is on here again. We've got Oregon on here again. I'm just going to start from the top. Right. Okay. I went kind of in chronological order. That's how I like to consume my.
By like game kickoff time.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I like that. No, I'm for that because when I'm looking down my list, that's how I want to do
also, it. I know sometimes people like to chase a little bit. So by the end of the night, if you're down a little bit, maybe you're like, ooh, Arizona State, Utah, I really need this to come through. Got to put a couple extra units on it. Ohio State is a 14.5-point favorite against Illinois at Illinois. How are we feeling about Ohio State, Illinois? I think that's an interesting game.
Yeah, to me, it's interesting because it's what Illinois can make of it. It's not. I don't fear that Ohio State's going to lose the game. I think Illinois is going to make it very interesting. I think they're going to be in that game a lot longer than people expect them to be. Illinois has to go up. The better half of Ohio State's team this year is definitely the defense. And if you think it's the offense, you haven't watched them play this season, right? So if Illinois' offense, which again, it's almost the opposite. Their offense is so much better than their defense has been. If the defense doesn't make opportune plays and at least force a turnover against Ohio State, it could get ugly. But that 14.5 is a lot. I think Illinois is better than 14.5. I think Ohio State wins, but I think Illinois can break in there.
So I'm going to do my best DB impression here, right? Because that number does seem too high to me. Instead of taking the free money like I like to do, I think I have to say, hey, that's big for a reason. And I think I go Ohio State here. I agree with at first blush, I probably would have made this 9.5, 10, somewhere in there.
Is it in
It is
Champaign?
In Champaign. 14.5 on the road in Champaign seems really big. I'm gonna do the DB here. It's big for a reason. I'm going Ohio State. Let's go, baby.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Trying to help you out there, DB. Okay. I'm trying to channel my inner winner with DB here.
My inner winner.
Is that a rapper?
What was that?
Alabama is a 2.5-point favorite against Missouri. This is at Columbia. What do we got?
You ready for my big win of the day?
Let's do it.
Missouri outright.
You doing Missouri money line?
Missouri money line.
What do we get? Let me see what the money line is here. That's a 2.5-point favorite
in Columbia on the hill, which the hill is kind of
plus 30 or plus 130. Plus 130 for the money line.
I love Missouri. I think Drink is a great coach. I think Missouri is completely underrated. For whatever reason, we completely skip over Missouri each and every season. And yeah, a couple of times when we expect them to be good, they always disappoint us. They were a 9-3 team last year.
Pretty impressed with Prabula so far.
Yeah, and listen,
Hardy's great. I mean,
you want to talk about quarterbacks that don't get enough love?
Prabula's,
people are putting, and even rightfully so. Like myself on my quarterback draft, we put Diego Pavia for our stats guys. We probably should have been drafting Prabula.
Well, I mean, it was a total unknown, really. We saw a little bit of him at Penn State, but this is actually a really good quarterback matchup. Ty Simpson's playing the position at a super high level. He's playing really well. Prabula's playing really well. You got Ahmad Hardy leading the country in rushing and going about 7 per carry there. This is a really interesting game. I'm actually really looking forward to watching this one. I'm going to go Missouri here.
So here's the toughest part about it, though, is that Alabama under DeBoer, they get up for these games, but they will drop the games that they're not supposed to. So you don't know which one you're supposed to get. Like, are they not going to try to evaluate Missouri the right way?
Yeah.
Or are they going to overlook Missouri because it's Missouri?
Yeah, because it's the name.
Yeah, right? Because that's a tough part. This is not an Alabama bet on my part. This is totally Missouri. I trust Missouri. Now, if they completely fall off the wagon here, I'll never come back on bet on it, okay? Because I gave the worst line of all time with that Arizona State game last year. That was terrible.
Pretty bad.
That was very bad. I feel this is a horrible way to put this. I feel as confident right now about Missouri over Alabama as I did that game last year, and that game ended horribly for me. So do with that as you will.
So that's not a ringing endorsement.
Yes, for me it is though, because that's how I feel it. I feel it in my gut.
Missouri,
I feel good.
I'm taking Missouri as well. I'm just going to take the points though. I want the little cushion. All right, next we've got Indiana and Oregon. Oregon is a 7.5-point favorite at home in Eugene against Indiana. What are we thinking here?
So
are we 10-0?
It's one of those thoughts that, okay, where do you evaluate Indiana? I don't think this is more of an Oregon question. I think you expect them to perform all that sort of stuff, right? Because they're going to be in Autzen. It's going to be that big atmosphere. Dan Lanning knows how to convince his team of anything. They could be playing, FCS Midwest, and they'd be like, all right, it's time to get out there and pour 70-80 on them, whatever. I feel like Indiana's just going to be caught with their pants down in this one. I think Oregon's going to come out and run them down.
This is the thing we've seen about Oregon last year was when they play a team that is clearly better, they are treated as such. And that's clearly the case here with Oregon. Again, this is one of those based on 3 versus 7. You'd think this is a much closer line than 7.5. I think it's big for a reason. I'm taking Oregon and the points.
Here's the thing, though, is that I would caution people, like if you're confident like I am in saying that Oregon's going to win, Cignetti's got a way of keeping a game closer than what if you watch the game it ended up being. Think of the Notre Dame game and the Ohio State games. Those games, Indiana was never in those contests at all. But for whatever reason, they score these late touchdowns to close that gap. Not saying that 7.5 is going to be a gap that they close. I think Oregon could probably win by, 2 scores or so. But there's a chance that they get the backdoor cover on that side, and you could be sweating it out if you're betting on the game.
I'm going to be honest. I might buy the hook down to 7.
Yep.
But I'm just to get it to that key number for a push if I need to. But I will take Oregon on the spread there. Next one up, Oklahoma at Texas. This one got a lot more interesting when it appears John Mateer is going to give it a go. He's listed as probable now on the injury report. I don't know what to do with that because, man, if that hand gets hit, because right now they're saying it's pain and an ability to grip the football. If his hand gets hit even one time or gets hit on a helmet on a follow-through, I have to imagine that's all she wrote for him for that day. I think you know how I feel about Arch Manning. I think I go Texas here. Their defensive line's really good. I think they're going to get enough pressure on Mateer to make him uncomfortable with that hand. I think I'm going to go Texas with the 1.5 here.
Ooh, wow.
I'm zagging a little bit.
Wow,
I'm zagging
that's
a little bit.
zag.
I'm zagging a little bit. I think I got to go. I don't trust.
What do we know about Oklahoma without Mateer?
Right.
Yeah. Because Mateer obviously takes them to where they are, a top 5-6 team, right? But do you trust Texas being an unranked team in that environment? It's one of the last true rivalry games where you can say you throw out the records, you throw out everything, because this game is always a little bit weird.
We've seen some mediocre teams beat really highly ranked teams in this one. I don't think Texas is mediocre by any means. I do think Arch is bad. I do think their defensive line is really. I got to go Texas.
Now here's the other part of it too: is that if Mateer, obviously he's going to play in the game. We've kind of heard that he's listed as probable. Why wouldn't Oklahoma hold all their cards as close to their chest as possible?
Well, they have to release the report now.
Right, and I understand that, but you don't have to list them as probable. You can list them as however you want to list them, right? And there were rumors that came out earlier, and there was a leak. Did you see the Chipotle leak?
I did not see the Chipotle leak.
Allegedly, he was at Mateer was at a Chipotle in Norman, and the Chipotle worker recognized him and said, "How's the hand?" And he goes, I'm playing Saturday. And then there was a video of him eating said Chipotle with
the hand. Chipotle, famously a little smaller than a football.
A
little bit smaller, but a heavy burrito.
A heavy burrito, and you got to grip that thing,
Was he two-handing it? A lot of people two-hand a burrito.
A lot of people two-handed burrito. You're correct.
Are you going to pick a game? Are you going to pick a side here?
Dude, listen. This is tough, but I think I convinced myself that the Mateer Chipotle hand has to work, right? So I got to go Oklahoma.
If he's one hand in that burrito, he can definitely hold it.
He can survive anything. Could you imagine? Venables sends him out. You one-hand a burrito. You tell me if you're good.
That's what he's warming up. He just got Chipotle. I'm good, Coach. I'm good. All right. Next one. Speaking of Texas, Florida goes to Texas A&M this week. They are a 7.5-point dog against the Aggies. I think that I'm having a hard time here because I think that number's too low.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Florida wins in the upset. This is a Napier's trying to save his job. And it's also the ultimate A&M letdown spot. I mean, this is
you're right.
Like A&M is due. They are so due.
You're right.
And right now, everyone is starting to inch their way, being like, maybe A&M, maybe they're the top team in the SEC. And then
A&M?
That's what they're about to do. It's the perfect A&M spot. Until they get past that, I'm not going to trust them. Lagway played a little bit better. Napier's fighting for his job, and man, does no coach better coach than Billy Napier when he is definitely up against the wall and the pink slip is under his door. He's going to get the team going. They at least, they're going to keep it close. I think Florida wins.
So this is, again, channeling my inner DB here. That number is much lower than I would anticipate it being. And rather than taking the free money, I'm going to say it's low for a reason. Let's take the Gators.
Okay.
Also, I just want to torture Brian Edwards if Billy Napier saves his job again.
God, it'd be great. That'd be phenomenal.
It'd be incredible. All right, next one up here.
I don't like it.
I'm sure you don't. This is another line that it stinks to high hell. Georgia, just a 3.5-point favorite at Auburn. How are we feeling?
Georgia, 3.5-point favorite at Auburn.
Feels like it should be bigger than that. I don't think Auburn's very good.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that line, too. I didn't even look at that.
I don't think he's very good.
Man, what's going on with Georgia if that line is that way? I mean, I trust the Bulldogs and everything. I trust Kirby Smart and these sort of games, too, because when it's not Alabama, they always seem to figure out a way. 3.5 is very interesting. And they haven't been a super high-scoring offense either,
No.
so if it gets close, it'll stay close.
I do have to say this is my first free money play of the day. I got to go Georgia here. I think Auburn and Hugh Freeze are genuinely – I think Hugh Freeze is not that good anymore. I think he lost the fastball. I'm going Georgia here.
Okay. All right. I'd follow your lead. I'll follow your lead.
All right. Here's another Big Ten one that I'm interested in.
Big.
Michigan is a 2.5-point dog at USC. Listen, this has Illinois vibes written all over it. A big physical team against USC that they are not prepared to handle. I know that they're better than they were a couple years ago. I would say they're even better than they were last year. I still think they struggle with super physical Big Ten teams. We saw that with Illinois. They lost that game. I think we see it again with Michigan. That is a super physical, good fronts on both sides, Big Ten team. We saw that when they played Nebraska. I've got Michigan as the 2.5-point dog. I think they went outright.
And it's in
Los Angeles. That's not really a home field advantage, though.
No, it's not.
Cares.
I mean, it's more of a neutral site of anything else.
Yeah,
so.
if anything, it's you got to bring your own energy thing.
Yeah. Listen, defense always travels. That's perception. And also the way Michigan can run the football. Nebraska saw it. They did it on a road environment there. I don't think USC can handle that for 4 entire quarters. USC, if I'm taking point totals, I would take point totals in that game. I'd probably hit an over on that because I think that USC won't be able to stop Michigan. And I think USC will stay in it to be able to kind of keep the pass game moving that way, especially if Maeva's, I guess, under the Lincoln Riley impression right now.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though. Michigan wins outright.
All right, last one here. This one's interesting because it falls under one of my trends that I like to bet.
Well.
And it's one of my favorite teams.
Okay.
The Utah Utes, 8.5-point favorites at home against ranked Arizona State. This is an unranked home favorite against a ranked team. That trend hits about 70% of the time.
Jeff Sims may play.
Ooh.
Did you see that? Levitt may be out.
I didn't realize Jeff Sims had eligibility still.
Yeah.
Is he still on the roster?
It's insane that he may have a chance.
Unbelievable. I'm taking the Utes. I'm taking the 8.5.
Yeah.
I'm following because that's a big number, bigger than it should be. Probably has to do with the quarterback situation.
Yep. Levitt just downgraded to doubtful against Utah 12 hours ago.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Utah here.
Yeah, look at this. This is the second. If you Google Jeff Sims, Arizona State, from yellowjackedup.com, former Georgia Tech 6th-year senior could start for Arizona State at Utah. Yeah, go Utah.
There we go.
It's the Utes.
We got the Utes. The Utah Utes.
How dare you.
Win, baby.
That's Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook.